ICE. We will not put up with ICE. Say it once, say it twice. We will not put up with ICE. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone who's gathered here today in such short notice. We had a very good group this morning that responded quickly, around 30 to 40 people at the steps here to be in solidarity with Judge Hannah Dugan in real time. But we felt it was important to spread the word and to allow other people to come to show our rejection of this overreach, of this rejection of our rights, of the rights of judges to uphold the Constitution, because that's what's going on right now. What she did was right. She was defending the rights of immigrants in her courtroom, and thus the rights of all of us in the courtroom. And now we are here to stand with her. I wanted to invite up to speak Michael Rosen. He is a retired teacher, former president of the American Federation of Teachers Local 2-12, and an economics instructor. And he's not here yet, so the next speaker is Emilio, who is with Turner's.
Friends, as angry as I am, it warms my heart to see you here. My name is Emilio Dottore. I'm the executive director of the Milwaukee Turners at Turner Hall. 172 years ago, the Turners came here, refugees and exiles from their own country in search of the democracy that we are compromising today. If we sacrifice due process, if we threaten immigrants in the courts, people will not show up. Our justice system and our court system will erode from inside because people will not bear witness to crimes they have seen, will not turn to report domestic violence, will not show up to pay municipal citations, because what occurred here this morning to Hannah Dugan, who is an honorable, just, and good person and a former board member, is just showcasing to create fear in all of us. A fear that I do not see in any of our eyes. So I encourage each of you to embrace the honesty, the bravery, and stand up when other people try to take our government from us.
Thank you, Emilio. What do we do when our rights are under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do when judges are under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do when immigrants are under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do when our due process rights are under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
Our next speaker is Corinne Rosen from the Working Families Party.
This is a blatant attack on people in Wisconsin, but this is a blatant attack on people all over the country. Let's be real. This is not about Hannah Dugan. This is about attacking our justice system. And we need to stand up. And it's not going to end today. This is the start today in Wisconsin. So to the people out there in Wisconsin and around the country, I say, what do we do when we're under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
And to the people here in Wisconsin and around the country, we need to make sure that we're organizing. It's not enough to just stand up today at a rally. It's not enough to stand up next week when they attack something else, because they will be back to attack something else. So make sure that you're organizing, make sure that you're working with other organizations, getting your name, email, signing up for lists so that we can do rapid response when things like this happen. What do we do when people attack?
Stand up, fight back.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Working Families Party. Our next speaker is Simon.
Simon Rosenblum Larson. I'm helping organize a fighting oligarchy coalition across Wisconsin. And I'm going to speak on behalf of a bunch of groups that have been helpful in organizing resistance and a vision forward for working class people in Wisconsin. This is an attack on the working class. We, the undersigned, express our support and solidarity with Judge Hannah Dugan and demand all charges against her be immediately dropped. We stand united against all politically motivated attacks on the judiciary and on Americans standing for justice. On April 25th, 2025, Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugan was arrested by FBI agents and charged with 2 felonies. You all know this stuff, so I'm going to skip this section. Judge Dugan's arrest is another example of Donald Trump's weaponization of federal agencies to intimidate judges, immigrants, and any of us Americans standing in the way of the Trump administration's attacks on us. The charges against her represent a dangerous escalation of federal overreach into the independence of the judiciary and the rights of immigrants. We call on the FBI, the U.S. Department of Justice, and all relevant authorities to drop all charges against Judge Hannah Dugan immediately. We call on them to end targeting of judges, lawyers, and community leaders who act in defense of immigrant rights. That's all of our brothers and sisters up here today. And to reaffirm the principle that courthouses are spaces of due process, not places to target and detain immigrants. Judge Dugan has our full support, and we urge people across America to stand with her, to fight back against unprecedented attacks on Americans standing for justice. Now, we're organizing signatures across the state. This letter will be released in the future, but for now, I stand on behalf of all these organizations in saying solidarity to our immigrant community and solidarity with Judge Dugan. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. Our next speaker is State Senator Chris Larson.
Thank you. Thank you for organizing this. Thank you. Thank you all for showing up. Man, fascism has a way of ruining your Friday, doesn't it? I love the signs. I love everybody putting everything out. I was on a tour this morning when I got the alert, as I'm sure all of you did, where suddenly, there we go. How's that? Okay, thank you. Where all of a sudden the entire day got torn apart and had to get to my car, jumped in my passenger seat and sketched out a statement to make sure that we're pushing back on this. And frankly, there's some folks, and I get the temptation to say, well, let's wait. We don't know exactly what's going on, but we do know what's going on, which is exactly why we're out here today, right? So we put out a statement. I'm going to read this. This is on behalf of not just me as a state senator, but also some of the other elected officials around Milwaukee who jumped on a statement and wanted to make sure we're locking arms the same way you're all locking arms here today. And before I do that, I just want to make sure everybody, is there any elected officials to throw your hands up in the air? Because we got a bunch of them here. So thank you to County Supervisor Juan Miguel Martinez. We've got County Supervisor Jack Ekblad. We've got State Representative Sylvia Ortiz Velez. And apologies if I didn't get, oh my gosh, I didn't see your hand up. Oh my gosh. And County Supervisor Felicia Martin. Thank you. Anybody else? Thank you for being here. Our statement that the arrest, all people are entitled to due process in any functional democracy. That the arrest of Judge Hannah Dugan was announced by FBI Director Kash Patel on social media is indicative of the true goal of this action, to intimidate other judges into complying with this administrative's authoritarian goals. We, the undersigned members of the Milwaukee delegation of the Wisconsin State Legislature, condemn ICE arrests at sensitive locations like courthouses, schools, churches, and hospitals. Places where people have an expectation of peace and safety. Due process is not just a fundamental right guaranteed by our Constitution, it is a matter of basic human dignity and compassion. The county, Churches was in there. The county, yes, absolutely. The county courthouse is a sanctuary for justice and peace where the accused come forward willingly in a fair and unbiased process. Arresting people out of a courtroom will lead to a breakdown of civil society. We do not support the presence of ICE in places where it will lead to intimidation against witnesses, against victims of crimes, because it denies everyone involved the justice they deserve. As we wait for all the facts to come forward regarding recent incidents at the Milwaukee County Courthouse, including the arrest of Judge Hannah Dugan, it is irresponsible to blindly take the side of the accuser when the accuser is itself the arm of an administration that has, in its first 100 days, ignored court orders, violated the law, arrested the wrong people, threatened Americans with deportation, and released false information to propagate a xenophobic and white supremacist narrative. We call for the return to American law and order and an end to the administration's ham-fisted attempts to replace it with authoritarianism. We soundly and roundly reject fascism in the United States of America. Signed, Chris Larson, Senator Tim Carpenter, Representative Christine Sinecki, Representative Darren Madison, Representative Supreme Mora Mukunde, Representative Angelito Tenorio, and Representative Sequana Taylor. Thank you again for being here.
What do we do when our rights are under attack? What do we do when judges are under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do when immigrants are under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
Sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede. Sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede. Se puede. Thank you. Our next speaker is Nick Ramos from the Wisconsin Democracy Campaign.
I know it's cold outside, but you guys fired up right now? You guys awake right now, Wisconsin? Hey, good afternoon. My name is Nick Ramos. I'm the executive director of the Wisconsin Democracy Campaign, and I'm happy to be here with all of you democracy defenders on a Friday afternoon. Am I right? I want the media to hear this, and I want everyone around the world to hear this. I am a U.S. citizen. I am a Wisconsinite. I am a taxpayer. I am a proud black man. I am a proud Puerto Rican man. And I stand here in solidarity with the people of Wisconsin to say we will not be silenced today. Shenanigans like this should shake us, because when justice gets shaken, the people need to stand steady like we are today. Let's be clear. This is not just about one person. This is about the kind of Wisconsin we want to live in. A Wisconsin where our courthouses are places of fairness, not fear. A Wisconsin where no one is picked up, pushed aside, or silenced just for showing up. Say it loud with me. Courts are for justice, not for raids. Courts are for justice, not for raids. Courts are for justice, not for raids. Man, I love you guys. We are deeply concerned not just by the arrest of Judge Dugan, but by the pattern we've seen across the state and around the country. When ICE shows up at courthouses, when people are taking while seeking legal help, when families fear going to a court to testify, to ask for protection, that's not justice. That's targeting. That's intimidation, and it has no place in our democracy. We all deserve access to justice, whether you were born here or not. whether you speak English or not, whether you wear a badge or walk into a court for the first time, you deserve dignity. And let's talk about Judge Dugan for a moment. A woman of integrity, a public servant, someone who has shown up for this community, who has treated people with compassion and fairness. If someone like her can be taken away mid-hearing, what protection does that leave for the rest of us? So here I am with a message, one that rings out from Milwaukee to Madison, because I just rolled up here from Madison and I'm fired the hell up. We will not be intimidated. 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 And you want to know something else? We ain't going to be silenced either. And we will not let fear take the bench or the streets. Because we believe in a justice system that protects the people, not punishes them. We believe in courthouses that serve the public, not surveil them. And we believe in a Wisconsin where everyone can walk into a courtroom and feel safe, heard, and seen. Hell yeah. To the community, we see you. To the immigrants afraid to speak up, we stand with you. To the public servants trying to do the right thing, we've got your back. And to anyone who believes in fairness, this fight is yours too. Let's stay loud. Let's stay united. And let's keep building a Wisconsin where justice cannot be shaken. Because it's grounded in people who have it most. And say it one more time so they feel it in that courthouse behind me. Courts are for justice, not for raids. Courts are for justice, not for raids. Courts are for justice, not for raids. Thank you.
I believe Michael Rosen is here now. So Michael Rosen, former president of American Federation Teachers Local 212 at MATC, and economics professor, and former VOSIS board member.
I'm here representing my Aunt Miriam, who was arrested by the Nazis in Poland when she was 9 years old. She survived fascism. She survived it, and in 1963, she came down to Washington, D.C. with 250,000 others to march in the March on Washington for jobs and justice. And I'm here representing my Aunt Chicha, who survived Auschwitz. She lost her mother and sister, another sister, but she survived to tell her story. And the story is, we know what fascism looks like. Fascism didn't start with gas chambers. Fascism started by attacking marginalized groups, gypsies, gay people, unions. Fascism started by banning books and burning books. What do we say in America today? We see book banning. We see attacks on trans people and gay people. We see attacks on brown people and Muslims. We see attacks, people being deported because they have took the right to free speech seriously and spoke out against the attacks on the Palestinian people in Gaza. We will not stand by. Yesterday was Holocaust Remembrance Day. If we are to truly remember the Holocaust, and the slogan, never forget means standing up to the Trump administration, standing up for Hannah Dugan, standing up for the immigrants in our country, standing up for the unions in our country, standing up and say, hell no, hands off our democracy. We have a message for the Chief Judge, Carl Ashley. We expect you to defend Hannah Dugan. Hannah Dugan, as people have said, has been a compassionate judge, but more than that, before that, she devoted her life as an attorney to being a public defender, to standing up and fighting for poor and working class people. That's the kind of justices this community deserves. And don't talk to us about law and order. This administration pardoned criminals who killed police officers, who injured hundreds of people, and who tried to overthrow the government of the United States. Don't come talk to us about justice or law and order. Defend Hannah Dugan. Hands off Hannah Dugan. Thank you very much.
I want to now welcome Jennifer Nordstrom from the Unitarian Church.
I'm Reverend Jennifer Nordstrom. I'm the senior minister at the First Unitarian Society of Milwaukee, and I'm here to say that my faith knows that we are all interconnected, that Judge Hannah Dugan is interconnected with all of us, is interconnected with the immigrants, is interconnected with the workers, is interconnected with the trans people, is interconnected with all the communities that are under attack, is interconnected with the people of power and privilege. We are all connected. And you know what? You know what is more powerful than fascism? Us. Us. Together. You know what is more powerful than fascism? Love. Love is more powerful than fascism, and the people working together in the spirit of love for the holy is more powerful than fascism. We do not need to be afraid. Judge Dugan, we are with you. The holy is with you. The spirit of love is with you, and we will not be defeated because God is more powerful than any finite human being or nonsense. So let's get it together. Let's love one another. We fucking got this.
I just also want to take a moment. I know there's many organizations, so excuse me if I don't give a shout out to everyone, but I see 5051 present here, the Milwaukee Alliance Against Police and racism, political repression, members of AFT 212, who Souls to the Polls is here. AFSCME, League of Women Voters. Nurses Union. Wisconsin Citizen Action. Which one? The Quakers are here. Always. They're always here where injustice resides. And obviously we have different representatives who've here, Juan Miguel Martinez, who's been a very strong leader, Caroline Gomez, and State Representative Ryan Clancy, excuse me. Thank you, Ryan, who was here earlier today at the steps, at the footsteps. So I just wanted to have two final speakers, and then I just wanted to close out with some important updates and next steps. So I now want to invite Juan Miguel Martinez from the Milwaukee County Board, and then Rich Sachs will follow, who is VOS's board member and attorney.
process is a non-negotiable. Say it with me. Due process is a non-negotiable. What we are experiencing today is nothing but a fear tactic from this administration. I would say fear tactic again, but they're not that smart. It's a publicity stunt. They want to scare us into thinking that we don't matter. Do we matter? We have the people, and as long as we have the people, we have the power. What happened to Judge Hannah Dugan is absolutely inexcusable. At the county board, I have worked with other county supervisors to draft legislation to make sure that there is protocol established so this does not happen again in our courthouse or in our justice system. We are here to show them you cannot intimidate us. You cannot bully us. We are here to fight back. And we will never stop fighting back. And we will never be quiet until due process is established for everybody. I myself, as a child of immigrants, have felt racism from every kind of administration since I've been a child. And it taught me to always fight. And that was instilled those immigrant values that I still use today. And I say, we will not be silenced. Now say it with me one more time. We will not be silenced. Due process is a non-negotiable.
Due process is a non-negotiable.
Thank you.
Thank you, Juan Miguel. I wanted to now introduce Rich Sachs, who is a Voces de la Frontera board member and attorney, especially focusing on voting rights and civil rights and labor.
I want to thank everybody for coming out on such short notice. Make no mistake, we live in perilous times right now. Who thought we would live in an era when the nation's elite universities would be under attack by the administration? Who thought we would live in times when labor unions would be declared illegal in the federal government? Who thought we would live in times when judiciaries would be turned into the arms of the law enforcement of the federal government? What happened this morning with Judge Dugan was an unprecedented intrusion into the independence of the judiciary to guarantee fairness and due process for all people who live in the United States to go into the courts. This is an effort by the Trump administration and Kash Patel and Attorney General Bondi to silence and intimidate all fair-minded, all democratic-minded people from standing up to the repression and authoritarianism that they threaten to rain down across this country. The fact that people all across the country are standing up every day in protests across the country to say no is the only recipe that we have to try to stop and stem the tide of authoritarianism and fascism. We have to stand with Judge Dugan. For her, she took a principled stand. She wanted to ensure that any person that came into her courtroom had the right to be heard, had the right to due process, had the right to hear themselves heard. Judge Dugan Judge Dugan, we say to the federal courts and to ICE, 3 words: drop the charges. 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 Today's attack on Judge Dugan is just the latest salvo. This is not going to end today or tomorrow. We have to be prepared for this fight for the long haul. And I invite everybody to continue working with all the organizations you work with. And most of all, May 1st, come out and join VOCIS. Join us for the massive day without Latinos, a massive march to demand justice and an end to the repression that this administration is trying to bring down on all the people of our country. Drop the charges.
Drop the charges. Drop the charges. Drop the charges. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I want to say one more thing, that I don't think it's a coincidence that this happened. I think that the Trump administration is feeling the pressure of resistance that they didn't anticipate. His own hand-picked majority Supreme Court is standing against him. Many judges are standing against him. Judge Hanna was standing against him. All of you, all of us, all of the many organizations that have turned out to protest and that will be marching and going on strike. I want people to know May 1st is a day of economic action. We uphold the boycott. We do not go to work, and we take our kids and their students organized to come to this event. And we know that here in Wisconsin, we've had some of the largest Day Without Latinos and Immigrants in this nation's history. And we need that again. But what's unique this time is that in each of these critical moments where we've had a day without immigrants, and this year it is a day without immigrants and workers, it has not just been a powerful show of solidarity and economic power. It has also been a show of critical alliances, and we are building those alliances now and especially on May 1st and after May 1st. So again, and then I'll just say that the Department of Justice, I just have to say this, also just announced that they are going to try to implement 12 hours for Venezuelans who they want to deport to get their due process. No one can get an attorney, raise the money, fight your case in 12 hours. So this is more of the same, and we are fighting back. So some upcoming events. So tomorrow from noon to 12:45, there's going to be an anti-Tesla protest on 120th and Silver Spring. It's been going on for 10 weeks strong. Because we know it's not just about xenophobia and white nationalism. It's also about the rich getting richer and causing a crisis and not giving a damn except to get richer. The other protest is going to be tomorrow at 3 p.m. at the FBI building, precisely because of the misuse. FBI shouldn't be going after a judge, right? They should be doing more serious work than that. And May 1st. On May 1st, we are going to be assembling at 8th and Mitchell in front of the VOCIS building. So we're asking everyone to be there at 9:30 a.m. We're going to have a brief program before we march at 10 a.m. And we're going to actually be going to Zeidler Park and holding the main program and rally there, which we anticipate to be between 11:30, when people should assemble. So if anyone is in a wheelchair or has small kids and can't make the march is an hour long, then please meet us there. Thank you so much, everyone, for standing strong. We will continue to stand strong, and we will prevail. Sí se puede.